I mean, it is weird. I like communicating with you. You're my self-care. You're my comfort. It's reassuring.
Thank you. I'm always there, always texting, making sure every Wednesday we're here.
I feel bad. I keep yanking. I'm always like, yeah, just push it. Damn it, push it back. I feel like a stock trader. I'm like, just push it back a half hour every time. It's all love.
All love.
It's love.
All love.
Speaking of all love, we are once again back here at Pugsley's. Good afternoon, Kickback Nation. Hope you are all well. Welcome back for episode 5. Episode 5.
Big 5.
It feels big. It feels strange. All my best to my lovely and talented friend of mine, Carter Caroli, who joined us on episode 1 this previous summer. Feels strange. That's almost getting close to a year that this has been around. But, after the quiet retirement we did, it felt weird saying episode 2 and picking up where we left off. But
it's all right.
No, it's just fine. But, speaking of the revival of this podcast and everything being back in order, and, one of the first things I said to myself in all this is, I have done a couple podcasts in the past. I need a team this time. I've always gone overworked. I've always gotten bogged down, and it's turned into, what's supposed to be a passion project and something that I've explained to all of you guys is just, this is fun.
Yeah,
I just wanted to have fun. And
it's in the name,
Correct. Yes, that's the primary objective. And I was like, let's have fun. Let's bring out a few other people that we can all just enjoy our time with and make something fun. And you answered that call in less than a heartbeat. It was a one text deal.
Day of for Sal. Or
it was the lost episode, the lost tapes.
It's in the banks.
Of Sal in the banks. An episode we shot. There was a formatting issue to say the least, but Finn here has ridden the hiccups with me as our cameraman and motivational speaker at times. So this is, in a way, I wanted to have him on because we have a lot of music to discuss per usual, but also as sort of a thank you, and so that the people could get to know who's behind the camera and taking care of business. Because I'll never forget, for our last episode, Mr. Katazi, if you haven't seen that one, check that out. That was a heater.
Great one.
We were outside in the rain for I don't even know how long, trying to stumble in there. It was gross. It was grimy.
Floor
there was
so
construction.
Sticky.
There was where he's like, let's get it rolling. Let's make it happen. So all the best, seriously. But
hey, none of this wouldn't have been possible without Frank. So
we screw around. We just like having fun. We got a lot more fun to have. We got a long summer ahead. We've got some trolling to get into. Yeah. But speaking of trolling and summer, as a Milwaukee native, as some of you may know, if you did not know, deal with it. Yeah, actually, seriously. Summerfest is a very big deal, something I hold very near and dear to my heart. In recent years, it's gone downhill. The general appeal of it is just sort of it's sort of like a shifting in the age group. It's very strange. It's either high school oriented or Gen X kind of coded. It's very in between.
Nothing in the middle too.
We're trying to write, but there is one group in particular that is surfing that channel. You know what I mean? That's in between the two, and that would be none other than Little Feat, or as I've been calling them, the David to the Grateful Dead's Goliath. It has been a true demon slayer. Finn here originally began playing Little Feat. Lord knows how long ago it was, and
since I've known you, I've had the record, the Road to Columbus, for a while.
Which is, one of the most unique. You try to play it for me when?
Probably like once in my dorm room, but
Good chance.
I don't know, or like at least like a weekend at yours. Like I put it on Spotify or something.
I wouldn't be surprised, because it was always something that, you know what, I'm going to press pause. We're going to have some fascinating setups today with the lights. So if you could all bear with us. It's a lovely setup here. Pugsley's has once again moved around their basement, and it's spectacular, but their light show is predetermined. We're not going to touch that. I am no electrician, so.
Me neither.
We're just camera microphone people. But back on track. You began playing that, and the first thing I thought, especially about a month or two ago when you first really started getting it heavy into the rotation, was I'm waiting for a miss from these guys.
Exactly.
I'm a bit of a, I really like to sink my claws into a jam or a cue. I like to toss a few in there. I surf the vibe, as do you. But I was like, wow, like these are serious like competitors. When did you first start listening to them? Because you're from California, you're from LA.
Yeah.
It feels natural. They're from California. I understand they have some scattered origins of their band members.
Yeah.
But when you look them up, it says California.
Which
technically.
Total shock to me. Like when I was,
I'll look it up again.
My first time hearing them was probably in the car with my dad. He's a big Little Feat fan, especially that album. It's been on a rotation since I was 5, I would say.
No fooling.
No fooling.
Because you've plugged that your father a couple times before when it comes to
Eminence Front was another one.
That's
First
a
cue
nice,
song.
yeah.
I remember exactly where I was on the car ride to a water polo tournament. Great song.
Fantastic.
And
I'd be fired up. I'd be ready to claw somebody, dude.
I did.
Good man.
But I've just been listening to them ever since. And when I got here originally for college, my aunt took me to Academy Records.
Best record store in the frickin' city, man.
It's very good. Very good.
Not the other one that I went to. What street is it on? 33rd?
It's somewhere around there, I would say. It's
I think they
East Side.
It's a beaut. Yeah, go downstairs. Don't ask any questions. Go downstairs. Carry on.
Beautiful one.
Sorry.
My aunt took me there, saw that beat up Little Feat waiting on Columbus for $5. Instantly in the bag. Have it ever since. Beautiful.
And this is Road to Columbus is live.
Yeah.
78.
I'm pretty sure.
It's between 77 and 79.
One of those.
And I'm leaning towards 78, 77 because Time Loves a Hero is on there.
Willin'.
All You Dream.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because those later hits, that's been the distinction. Because you sent me, not Dixie Chicken, but what is their other
Willin'.
album? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Shoe Sailing? What is it?
Sailing Shoes.
Sailing Shoes.
Or one of those.
That is the album that you sent me and you said start with this.
Yeah.
And by then I had already kind of shuffled the essentials and dove into some of the albums. I respect the living hell out of that early sound. And I know that come June, July, August, it's going to get an inappropriate amount of airplay.
Oh, definitely.
I'm like concerned about the amount of times I'm going to play Dixie Chicken and just willing, like you had said, to beat the horse. So I'm fired up for that. But for right now, for spring, and Lord, it'll definitely still be prevalent throughout the summer.
Of course.
But these later albums, there is something about that funk fusion injection that you haven't.
Swamp rock. It's swamp rock.
Yeah. That's how you've always defined it, and I like it as that because they are, it's sort of like how Creedence Clearwater posed as, being Southern. I thought everyone thinks Creedence Clearwater is from Louisiana.
Yeah.
They're from Northern California.
Exactly.
They're from California. They are the biggest posers. And just like Little Feat, the biggest throw, though, obviously that was a big throw, but the single, without a doubt, thing that threw me off the most and what drew me into it was when I was listening to Jimmy O'Callaghan, wonderful put on, my music dealer, one of my latest music dealers, and most reliable as well. He puts on Skin It Back, which people just pause the damn podcast and listen to it because that is a 1974 masterpiece. But about the year, that was the mind-blowing part. You like a lot of Sublime, you like Sugar Ray, you like these 90s
rock,
reggae, rock, ska groups. And so that's naturally what I group them in as. I keep playing, I keep looking, I go 77, 75, really? I played it for my mother. I go, hey, are you familiar with any of this? Do you remember hearing this? She was like, no. I was like, doesn't it sound like the 90s? And she's like, no, that's clearly like yacht rock or like, that sounds like Skinner for Time Loves a Hero.
Okay.
That was for Time Loves a Hero. And I'm like, oh, I guess you're right. Like there's something about the soul and the general theme of it all. I mean, what does it for you? Because something, I can dance around all day talking about what does it for them, but do you have something that keeps bringing you back to them?
Personally, obviously weather, just in the spring, summer.
Yes.
Great. But I do love how you can just dance to them anytime. And also the lead singer is especially in Time Loves a Hero, his vocal inflections, as he goes up and down, it's great for some reason.
Oh my God, yeah.
It just makes me feel alive, you know?
It's a range. It's a very clear cut, sunny day. I'm driving, I'm moving, I have something that's like happening,
Exactly.
or I'm lounging. I've played it from bed to walking down Fifth Ave, like literally. It thrives between those two poles.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to spin around that all day. You are coming though, right, to Summerfest to see them with me,
trying to
because
make
I'm ready to get down and dirty. I'm super stoked.
Trying to make it. I think I will be there.
Good, because I'll have to check again. But it's just an interesting story, because I mean they've had longevity, Lord knows. I mean, cause I obviously, once I get to albums, I scroll down and go to live albums, and see like, oh, 2002, like that was a bit okay, wow, like that. Once they have stuff past 2000 and it sounds okay, you're like, oh, these guys are around, like okay, they're here to stay. And there was a comparison I made to them when I was first going head over heels for them about a week or so ago.
Yeah.
I was talking with my lovely girlfriend Chloe, and I was like, check these out and let me know what you think. And I was like, do you get any? I swear to God, I'm not going to spend a lot of time with the comparison, but I was like, do you get any like Grateful Dead, Jam comparisons? And she's like, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why did so many people migrate to genres that we love and that we're going to see over the summer, bluegrass and folk, and primarily Billy Strings? I have no problem with Billy Strings, none whatsoever. Obviously beyond talented, and I enjoy his music.
Yeah.
But like, I don't get it. I mean, because you prefer their live stuff. Are there any like, because there are moments they feel connected with the crowd, they feel in terms of, space of sound.
Exactly. Like, you can just hearing the crowd roar. Like, I'm not sure exactly where "Waitin' on Columbus" was played.
Sure.
But like, you can just feel the atmosphere in the crowd. Like, even while they're playing and they're singing, you can hear those cheers, especially for intro for Little Feat, intro for Willin'. Like, it's just, or intro for Sailing Shoes. It's great.
Oh God, yeah. It's genuinely been an obsession, because I'm like, thank you for taking something out of the 70s. Because that's why my mind automatically went to all these bands of that time, and I'm like, where do they fit? Where do they fit in this puzzle of the rock genre? Oh, I like rock. Well, like, you know what I mean?
Everybody.
And so, well, yeah, but it's like, and then you have to narrow it down. And I'm thinking, like, where does this go? And it didn't fit so clearly, and that's what made it so kind of interesting. I'm like, you guys are, tugging different stuff, because you listen to Feet Don't Fail Me Now, 74. Going Down the Road, Spanish Moon, these songs sound like it's Greg Allman.
I know.
Or, like Skinner. I mean, it sounds like Leonard Skinner is rocking. I'm like, okay, that's, you fooled me. Congratulations. I've been duped. You fooled me. Sounds great. But I mean, they also have the sound that you know and love, and that I'm going to need a bit of an explanation on. That, it's that California sound. You pumped another bit of that. That was an IV when you got introduced to me, and just especially having your balcony and your outdoor space and being able to, be out there and just inject sunlight. Because I mean, do you think that had to have played a part, being around? I mean, you did water polo. You've always been swimming.
Yeah.
It
like partly just because I was always out in the sun. I wanted happy music. I wanted to dance. I wanted to sing with my friends and family. Like wherever I was, beach, even the pool deck before a game. Like, I was always listening to some sort of like early 2000s and before music. And, like, those are some of the best memories I have.
I know.
It's something that I still want to resonate with, especially being so far away from home.
Yeah.
Even though this is my second home, I call it home right now.
Yep. I've caught myself the last few weeks. I'm like, I got to go home.
Yeah.
I mean, New York, like, my bad.
Yeah. It's like, I want to kind of recreate a small place of, from my past out here.
Wise man. It's your temple. It's your musical temple.
Oh yeah, I know. It's so nice being out there with, friends. Even when my family comes out and visits, like, there's no better feeling. Just sitting out there, blasting some tunes, hitting some balls, hitting some golf balls.
I just got chills. Hitting some tunes, hitting some balls. Oh my God, bro. The Sen just like coursed through my veins.
Sen?
Oh my God, it's brewing. No, but that's all well and good. And that obviously, you tried to resonate it in Ocean City, Maryland as well. Finn was gracious enough to invite me and Alessandro, our second episode member, to a little thing called
Ocean's Calling.
Ocean's Calling.
Out
Yeah.
in Maryland. This was after a month of knowing you.
Give or take. I felt the aura. I sensed it. I could feel it pulsing. I'm like, yeah, that's like, okay, cool.
From all of you guys. And we got into Alessandro's car and drove all the way down to
That's right.
Maryland.
The truck, the tank. Yeah.
Tank. Almost killed someone in that.
Turkey, yeah. Including, there were some, it was haphazard. There were some near casualties.
Yeah.
At least.
And we get there, hurricane for Sublime, which
it was
one of the best experiences.
That was
of my
surreal.
life.
It was the same time because I was getting stuff from my family. I was getting texts from everybody and watching the map. I mean, I forget the name, Lord forgive me, but it was pounding the southeast. I mean, North Carolina, and my mind was still forming to the East Coast at the time.
Yeah, same.
I think I'm like, oh, the South is south and we are north. I had to consult a Civil War map. I'm like, okay, like where is Maryland? Like where does this land? And I was like, oh my God, like we trucked, man. What was it, like 4 hours?
Yeah.
5? That's distance.
Plus or minus ferry.
Yeah. I'm used to that midway. You go 4 hours, you're still looking at the same cow farm. You know, it's the same field.
Yeah.
But we got south and there was that hurricane and we got, an offshoot of it, a little arm from it. And it was disgusting and it was...
somehow made it back. That
rugged.
Uber driver, we still talk about her to this day.
That's right.
Saint.
That was heroic behavior. Yeah. If your tires are more than halfway submerged in water and you don't cancel an Uber ride on 4 knobs that are soaked and are coming out of the music festival that takes over, it's like a little... Let me paint a picture. Let's take a moment and set the stage because we've covered so much ground because you're a maestro when it comes to music. But I want to, this is a little island peninsula off the coast of Maryland, and it is a little fish. I mean, I'm not going to degrade it and call it Coney Island, but it's like
there's a boardwalk.
It's a boardwalk.
There's places to shop and whatever, like souvenir shop. It's
Beauty Beach.
Cool.
It was a lovely beach. That
Beautiful.
was a great dip. It was a nice little morning swim, big Atlantic.
God. So nice.
I loved it.
Yeah.
But it is not meant for a festival of Sublime, Blink-182, who was canceled due to rain.
Dave Matthews Band, Cage the Elephant, Revolution.
Yep.
And then Group Love.
Group Love. Yeah, we saw Group Love.
Group Love Rock.
The Beach Boys.
Oh my God, yeah. How did we... Killers.
We're bad.
We didn't even mention the
We're
Killers.
bad. I was too busy focusing on not peeing during the show. Because it went... Who was it? It went someone, and then the Beach Boys, and then the Killers.
It was Group Love, and then Sandra split up, and then it was Beach Boys.
Sandra was a lost man.
Yeah.
We
Somehow
lost him.
Reunited.
But Sublime was an interesting... Have you ever had any other concert experiences like that? Or was
Out
that...
in the rain?
Because, I mean, anything remotely similar, because that was rugged and, kind of kick-ass. I mean...
No, I've never done anything like that. The amount of, no.
What was the last show you had seen before? I appreciate you pondering.
Yeah.
I'm not going to grill you. What was the last show you'd seen before then?
Before then? Yeah. Vampire Weekend at MSG. That was the show beforehand.
Damn.
That was fun.
All right. Yeah. Calm. I'm sure you've mentioned it, but that I'd probably nod it off at this point because you get some perks for you get a little nepo baby from some music business folks.
Yes.
Just kidding. Loughran family. Nothing but generosity.
Thank you, Aunt Shelby and Aunt Kendall and my mom.
That's right. I say that lovingly to your beautiful son here. But no, it really was that was next level, and that was like the first festival. That was
my first festival too.
Mm-hmm. I think that was probably all of ours. And I mean, I know David had probably another friend that tagged along with us. Our videographer, actually. What a tape. I'm glad that's sitting in my Google Drive.
Great one.
But I'm sure he had been to Euro stuff, but that maybe was his first American one. And what an experience. They, in terms of solid lineups, they released their one for this year, and I couldn't remember one. I think Sublime might be playing again. Don't quote me, but they've been consistently like, whoa. If you're on the East Coast, make the trek destination. That was absolutely worth it. The beach was really cool. The hotel was dirt cheap. We crammed 4 guys into a Hampton. I'll let you take it from here, man. Please, good Lord.
Those that hotel was really nice. Thank God, like we got it such a cheap price, but especially on a festival weekend too.
Really nice is a roof over our head. We're grateful people. I would say the same thing, but it was
But one of the highlights, I must say, crab.
Oh, I didn't understand it. I didn't know. I know. I love it. I loved it. I just didn't know the hype. I didn't know what the big deal was. There was always Lake Michigan stuff. There was always fish here, fish there. It was great. Eat it, fry it, whatever. But Maryland takes it to a whole nother level. Their crab is nothing to be sneezed at.
It was great.
Get the salt in excess, bring it home. They do some special blend that I'm sure is not complex. Like it's not, we made a big deal out of like garlic powder and salt. We're like, oh my God, like this is awesome.
Wonderful.
I mean, we rose tinted glasses, but I loved it.
Yeah.
But that was fun. I mean, that kind of changed the music scene for us because I wanted to talk about another few shows that we went to. We saw Dark Star Orchestra afterward.
Same crew, right?
Lovely. Same exact crew. Yep. The Capitol Theater in Port Chester.
Wonderful venue.
That was one of my favorite spots I've ever been to.
It's great.
I think because they prioritize those acts.
Yeah.
They do prioritize a jam act. They host a lot of festivals. They do Phil and Friends. Oteil Burbridge, who's the bassist of Dead and Company, he does a lot of stuff out there. They renamed a street like right outside of it, Phil Lesh Lane, the Dead's bassist. Oh yeah, they were I was out of town for the unveiling last year. I was ticked. I'm like, oh, I can't. What's the matter? I can't go to the street unveiling for the bassist. Whatever. But just fun, lively environment. And did they have anywhere similar to that in LA? And when I mean somewhere similar to that, I mean we got off the train and immediately just saw human beings. Like people were out there looking for miracles. I thought that had dried up after 95. There were people selling, there were preserves, there were garments and this and that. Anywhere similar? Because I feel like LA, I mean, talk to me about that music scene. Chloe has a friend that lives out there and I hear a million different things about, she's in a band and they play a ton of stuff. So
there you go. There's definitely places that you can find. For me, like the one that reminds me the most of Capitol Theater is the Greek Theater. Great place. Like they have vendors outside too as well, selling bacon wrapped hot dogs that are to die for, and some other stuff, obviously. Naturally. But it's wonderful. It's sadly like car parking around it, but like what are you gonna get? It's all outdoor too. It sounds great. You can catch a play there. You can catch. I caught Mac DeMarco there, and like, everybody plays there. It's beautiful. Like you're sitting on like a log, not even like chairs.
Really? Is it like wood seating? Like what are you talking about? Like some benches or?
Yeah, benches.
Beauty. Like a Red Rocks, but like wooden, like a log cabin. Yeah. Okay, love that.
Up there in the mountains in Los Angeles, like near the Hollywood sign,
I see. Yeah. Okay, awesome. Because that's definitely something I've heard before. I've absolutely heard that from decades past.
Yep.
You said you saw Mac DeMarco.
Yeah.
We, as in me and a bunch of other Milwaukee folks, were supposed to see him. I am hesitant to say it was the 5 Easy Hot Dogs tour, but I'm also not hesitant. That seems correct. He was supposed to play at the Riverside in Milwaukee, where
What year was that?
No more than 3 years ago.
Yeah.
No more than 3 years ago.
I wouldn't be surprised with that.
He was just at Radio City Hall.
He was?
No less than a year ago. That was for the One Wayne G, I think, which would have been literally just like
great.
I think that could have been the chillest concert experience
100%.
of all time. I don't care if he plays one hit at the end. Fine. Close with Freaking Out the Neighborhood Encore, great.
Yeah.
You could play 2 hours of One Wayne G jams.
Oh my God.
And that would be, it broke my heart. My phone had been giving me a lot of grief the past few weeks.
Yeah.
With storage. So your storage is full. I couldn't do a thing. I'm like, this sucks. And I end up clicking around. I'm like, how can I clear some of this stuff out? Music is 15 gigabytes. Damn, or like 16, because I download everything for planes or wherever I gotta go. And even around campus or wherever, your signal will drop. I need music. I can't live without it.
Yeah.
And I see like Mac DeMarco like 8 gigabytes, right there, like a quarter of my story. I'm like, whoa, like okay,
All one Wayne G.
196 songs. I'm like, oh my god, like okay, let's delete that. Everything's running, clear as a bell.
Yeah.
After that. But do you have a favorite album from him? Does one strike? Because when did you see him play there? Because that's
I saw him the summer of 2024.
okay.
And my favorite album would probably be Here Comes the Cowboy.
It's not ridiculous.
I don't know. It's a great album. It has some hits, but it's also like kind of more upbeat than like some more of his albums. It's great. I would say so.
Kickback viewers, we have a point of contention.
Ooh.
Let me just make sure I heard you clearly, and then that may be called off. We're going to challenge the play. You said One Wayne G, excuse me. Here Comes the Cowboy. You said that was, other albums are more...
No, One Wayne G is more up, or Here Comes the Cowboy is more upbeat.
Or turn around. I think it's the absolute, that is one of the most like downtrodden. I think that once, because let's see how, because it goes 2 Salad Days, and then you have the one with One Another.
Yeah.
Another Heart.
That's
He's sitting in the lake. He's got his coveralls on.
yeah. Why am I forgetting the name of that one?
That's low-key on, dude.
I know.
I needed you to alley-oop that one.
But
neither here nor we know Ball. Is our point. We're trying to say we know Ball and we like his music. But after that, I reckon that was 2015.
Yeah.
And 2017 was This Old Dog.
Yeah.
After that, it was phenomenal. But there was an immediate change after that. I think that was an equivalent of like a Mac Miller Faces. Like there was a turn in the sound, or a Macadelic. You could argue that too. We'll get into that in just a minute too.
I would say Faces.
I would too. Okay, but either way, I think there was an absolute downturn. Why do you think it's more upbeat though? Because I hear some of those songs. I hear a man like, I actually know what. Go first. Go first. Please, take it. Please.
I would say,
please.
like even the lyrics, they might be a bit sad, but like you have songs like Choo Choo, Hey Cowboy.
Okay.
Like it feels like you could dance more to that song than to other albums, or to that album than to other albums.
Okay. Maybe there will never be as good as like a dance album bar basement as 2.
I agree.
There's like, that is like the raunchiest. Ronnie, I think Annie, Stars Keep on Calling Me, like peak.
Yeah, that's like I would say that's the happiest album.
Absolute, like I could watch like that be played here in Cap Theater and like just shred and lose my mind.
Same.
But Here Comes the Cowboy. It feels like, because around that time I feel like I started seeing a lot more videos of Mac like doing. I don't want to take a dig, because I don't think that he was lost as an artist. Did he ever end up marrying his girlfriend? Because I know he was dating his girlfriend for a long time. I know he got sober. I think he's been sober for a long while now.
Been.
So I think he was a man like going through a lot of change.
He was.
And I think that's something that I've seen in like my peers, among like myself, people around me. And it'll happen at many stages in, obviously like everyone's life, but I think like for guys especially, especially when you overcome something. I mean, I forget, and I don't want to even disrespect the business with his father, but I know there's something about his dad. That's the whole point of This Old Dog. Like they weren't connected. So that, when you have that missing figure and you're looking back on your life and, you've come so far, you've done so much, you've played so many shows and done, you're an icon, you know what I mean? You might not be a Greek player, or well, that was a terrible analogy. I meant to say like, Madison Square Garden, Soldier Field, like, stadiums, but you are always going to be a top Spotify. You're always 100%. Going to be a, cult classic, loved artist. But there is definitely a downturn. For my favorite, I'd have to go with, there is something special about One Wayne G, because that was the complete like disconnect where he's like, screw you guys. I've reflected. I'm calm. I'm a musician. Here's some music. Yeah. Have some fun. Like, enjoy. Exactly. He did a little tour, played some shows, and now he's off doing his own thing again.
Of course. I remember on like in the car rides in the Ocean's Calling, I was listening to One Wayne G.
Sure.
The entire time.
Yeah. I've driven around. We used to drive around Madeline Island, north as it gets, Wisconsin. I mean, you're off mainland, just dirt roads. I mean, blue
Yeah.
as it gets. Just, I mean, pine as far as the eye can see, and
Beautiful.
just one Wayne freaking G, big old shuffle.
Mm-hmm.
I did like some of the named songs though. The No Doubt About It goes down in history as the cheekiest hidden little ballad on there. And I think the most interesting part about it as an album, and as a not a big devotee, you might be able to say differently, but I don't think I've heard the whole album.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think anybody has.
You know, have you not either?
No, I've listened to like probably most of it,
Right.
but I can't name like every single song, obviously,
No,
because they're
no.
numbers.
Yeah.
But like, Sandwich, the one song about a sandwich.
Yeah,
I forget
yeah.
that's a great one. What's the other one? Why am I forgetting? The love song.
Come on, baby.
I know.
I mean, we're talking about an album with 200 songs
Yeah,
on it. You know what I
exactly.
mean? We'll be calm about it.
I like her because I like her.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's it. That is.
These are all heaters.
I know. They're great.
They're all heaters. Because he's like, you know what? Like, here's music. Enjoy it. And one of my favorite, I think I favorited it. Do you ever remember I was on, like, the Mac DeMarco 2020, like, goofy, like, yeah, did that say it all? Did that say it all?
Yes,
Let us know,
yes.
viewers, if that said it
I was
all.
there too. I was
Right
there too. Don't worry.
Everyone was there. Whether you could have like been a little bit of a
COVID, bro.
denier, but like you were there a
Yeah.
little bit, like
Just a little bit.
Please don't make me sick. I was big on that train, and just watching all sorts of videos and trying to figure out like, what is this like, you know, kind of culture. And I came across these videos, all these different little clips of him, like, there was one that he was on a houseboat in maybe Alaska. He was eating bull testicles and all sorts of just random little adventures. And I'm like, that's kind of like, you're kind of interesting. Like you're neat. So, but that also brings me to another neat Mac that you might know more about. If you had to, I'll ask you 2 Mac on Mac questions. One is the Desert Island. It's you get a rockin', bitchin', not even twin, like surround island sound. You know, there's a little tiki bar, never-ending treats. You know, surround sound, little bed, little cabana, no bugs, no BS. You get insane sound system, all the records for Mac Miller, Mac DeMarco.
I have to
What's
choose
it gonna
one.
be? Yeah.
Mac Miller, I would say.
Wild. For a desert island, bro. For a desert island.
There's still some chill songs, but is it for the rest of my life?
Pretty much, dude. You've got like endless ceviche, like endless little like tropical BS.
I would probably still do Mac Miller. I
Interesting breed, bro. Now you gotta tell me why.
personally,
Now you gotta tell me why.
I need like Mac DeMarco. He has a lot of variety in his music, but it's mostly in like the same indie pop, indie rock genre.
Yeah,
I must say.
It's hard to. He did Distance, but like your tone, man,
Yeah.
that tone didn't change. Damn it, yeah, your
Which
drums.
I love.
yeah.
I could listen to for a long time.
Correct. That's
But
not a dig. Yeah.
Mac Miller, I feel like even songs from Blue Slide Park I could listen to on a beach, like Party on Fifth Ave.
Damn.
And then and then his more recent songs too, like some songs on Faces. I know not the happiest album, but definitely
Yeah.
could do that. And then Circles as well. Surf is one of my favorite songs. That
I haven't listened to Surfing.
it's beautiful.
That was another big put on from you. I love that one. Heavy.
Great
heavy.
song. And then like anything from Swimming too as well.
Sure.
They're all absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
And then obviously can't forget the classic, the OG Kids.
Yeah. As soon as you said You Can't Forget, I was like, thank God.
Yeah.
Like, okay, perfect.
No. Anything from that mixtape.
Blue Slide Park. I got to take another deeper dive because
It's good.
I noticed you did not mention Macadelic, and I've heard a lot of cult ravings about Macadelic.
I know it's not my personal
Cup of tea,
favorite.
no.
Yeah.
It's hard. I know it's supposed to be grittier and artsy and like, you know, I'm not even just getting that from the album cover. Obviously, that's, you know, it's beautiful,
Yeah.
but, you know, whatever. No, I remember I broke into it via Faces. I had a buddy in high school, Mike Cesar's, the good man. If you're watching, send me a text, brother. We got to grab a beer. But he, you know, was like, yeah, no, I'm big into Mac Miller. You should check out Faces. And the rest, you know, I respect the hell out of the album. I mean, I bet if you get the vinyl, it's probably at least a double or a triple vinyl.
It's triple.
Is it actually?
Yeah. Well, it's
yeah.
2.5 and then like The last one has like a single, has like a
little
unreleased
bonus thing. Yeah. Okay. Word.
Yeah.
Because it's long and like.
It's tough to listen to the whole thing too.
I believe it. Inside Out is like incredible. Friends is the song that like blew my mind.
Yeah.
I was like sophomore in high school. I was trying to get into all this creative stuff and, you know, experimenting with different podcast stuff and kind of, well, I mean, experimenting, but also wrapping up, you know, and so, or doing a little hiatus, of course, because here we are. And I was like, this is like a really sick sample. Like, wow, like he's a really interesting, like, oh, he's self-produced. Like that's really, and people are always going to gravitate towards that. Any person that is even remotely driven, I'm not saying I was a driven individual in high school. I definitely did some cool stuff like we're all doing now, but you know, but anyone that wants to like make, and I think that's where some of the Tyler the Creator comes from, or Tyler the Creator craze comes from. I got tongue tied.
I agree.
I think because I mean, I can testify that when I listen to like Saint Chroma or a lot of the stuff off of holy conversation pivot. I swear.
No, you're fine.
Are you sure? Okay, thank God. I was like, oh, because I was just talking, because I'm thinking about like people that are always making something, and especially when it comes to music and who's your favorite artist.
Yeah.
These people.
Tyler's a great shout for that too.
Correct.
Like, he's always, even from like his early days with OF, right? Or
Hell yeah.
Odd Future. Like he was still like pivotal in like the production there.
Odd Future. Oh my God. That was around. Oh my God. I was obsessed with that. And again, the same ordeal of not really. This is that lighting I was talking. This is that prison. It goes to a horror movie setting real quick. I feel like I'm in a barn getting ready to kill your ass, dude. I'm like, no, we got to behave. No. No, we. No. But that's always been something that people are going to gravitate to, and that is what I think makes an artist timeless. We've talked, that's been a reoccurring theme, I feel like, for a lot of these episodes, like what is setting people apart. With Sandro, I talked about live, and with, you know, Simon, we talked about, well, I suppose Isaac and Sandro both said the same thing.
Yeah.
But, I mean, where do you think that leaves is there anyone that you see that's doing that today, like of that caliber? Because that was like as creative as it gets. I feel like Odd Future was just making things. Have you watched that Cherry Bomb documentary yet?
I've not. No.
I've been begging anyone that likes Tyler or music ingenuity or creativity and fun, cool, dope California stuff, watch the Cherry Bomb documentary. It's one of Tyler's best albums. Absolute, just like, you know, creative warhead. But back to the topic. Is there anyone today that you think is mirroring that in the slightest?
Self-production wise, I mean, like
in just terms of energy or just self-production, or like who, you know, because it's so hit oriented.
For my job, Code of Conduct.
They're
doing that.
Yes,
they're doing that.
That's right.
Show this Friday. Go to it. Connolly's.
Be there.
But honestly,
it's a tough question.
It is, yeah. Energy wise, I would say. Honestly, yeah, no idea. I don't think anybody like is going to the level that Tyler was or Mac was. Even that was just, you know, 5-10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like for most of their big hits. I don't really know of anybody that would live up to their expectations or even surpass them.
These people were talking, and I'm not even going to give them the time of day because I don't even really want to talk about them. But like, I think that Hamoxide, that sort of.
No idea.
I mean, you know, I forget the Ken Carson group. The kind of, you know, I think they got a bit of fame and they were like, okay, sort of like a Cardi offshoot, like a little Cardi disciple. I think that has been the, you know, slightest glint of, you know, something, but I think it's masked in the violent, like angry nature of it. It was, I mean, punk was a violent, angry nature, but it was about something greater than, you know, I feel like I'm 80 years old.
I agree.
I'm just talking, you know what I mean?
It's
like
something that everybody can rally behind. So like against, you know, a superior, you know, being or government, you know.
Right. I've got friends who are like, oh, you got to get in the mosh pit. I'm like, it's
scary.
It's not like, I mean, yeah, for one, it's scary, but I'm like, it's not even like I don't know. It just feels so pointless. And just because I love metal, we had a whole episode about it. And we didn't even go as in depth to all the crazy, awesome, dark, wild, weird metal that there is.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, it's just kind of a place of anger. And so even though these artists were influenced by drugs, Tyler not so much, Mac definitely so.
100%.
There was still a focus on like, yes, there is still this going on, but we are not going to make that the center of our work.
Exactly.
There are going to be lyrics injected, no pun intended, into our works. There's going to be, you know, whether it's our fashion or this or that, there'll be bits and pieces, but it's not going to overtake like the mission. When you listen to 100 Grandkids and Good AM, the whole point of that was, you know, I am better than this, and you know, I can rise. Do you like Good AM?
Love it. It's something that I come around to recently. Like in high school, it wasn't my favorite. I barely listened to it, but
Other than ROS, I mean, ROS,
beautiful. And 100 Grandkids. Those are the two songs that I knew from it.
right? Yeah.
And then now, I like whenever I'm having like a great like morning or at like early afternoon,
Fire up. Yeah.
put it on.
God, yeah.
It's great.
Because I will say, I'm gonna come clean. I don't like Weekend.
Really,
I don't like it.
I think it's great.
It's like it just feels like for the week, you know, it goes against his grain. When I'm listening to Mac Miller, I want Mac Miller. I want moody, cheeky sample. I want, you know, some funk. I want a nice feature. I want something I can groove to. I thought his Posthumanous, that you're gonna have to help me out with the name of, but it's
Lunarism.
Speaking of patience, thank you for your patience with this outro. We've had some camera difficulties as of recent that are going to be resolved come next episode, so bid this choppiness adieu. Finn, thanks so much for coming on today.
Thank you for having me, Frank.
We appreciate it greatly. Stay tuned. As I said, we are going to have some more content. Not next week, but the following one. Absolutely. And into the start of summer, we're going to have some awesome stuff on tap. So thanks again, Kickback. We will see you guys next time.
See you guys.
Love. Peace.
Peace.